Hello, it is 9 p.m. at this time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have the focus on digital careers and the training of tomorrow. A strategic lever supported by the African Development Bank. Welcome to our newsroom. The Ministry of National Education Vocational Training, in partnership with the International Organization of the Francophonie, organized a strategic workshop at the National Education Training Center dedicated to presenting a skills map of digital professions and validating training pathways. This workshop brought together a wide range of institutional stakeholders, experts, teachers, inspectors, and representatives from the private sector. The opening ceremony took place in the presence of several high-ranking officials, including the ambassador and national correspondent of the Francophonie, Mr. Idriss Omar Guelleh, the Secretary General of the MENFOP, Mohamed Abdallah Mahyoub, the Director General of CREFA, Dr. Reni Yotova, along with the representative from the educationist and vocational training systems. The workshop aims to establish a precise skills map of digital professions in order to identify the skills sought in the job market. Its objective is to identify priority professions and strategic sectors to be developed to create appropriate skills frameworks and to validate training pathways aligned with the economic needs. For his part, the Director General of Technical and Vocational Education and Training said that this strategic workshop marks a decisive step in our ambitions to modernize and adapt our training systems to the demands of the labor market, particularly in the digital sector. The mapping of digital professions that we are presenting today constitute an essential tool. It will enable us to accurately identify the skills sought by businesses and to effectively guide our training programs. For his part, the General Inspector has indicated for his part that this workshop is part of a broader dynamic aimed at qualitative transforming our education and vocational training systems. The development of a mapping of digital professions represent a strategic lever to better understand ongoing change and anticipate future skills needs. It will allow us to ensure greater coherence between training frameworks and file realities. As a body responsible for pedagogical oversight and evaluations, we attach particular importance to the validations of rigorous, relevant, and adaptable training pathways that meet quality standards and labor market expectations. This workshop reflects our collective commitment to building a more efficient, inclusive, and innovation-driven training systems. Speaking in turn, the ambassador and national correspondent of the Francophonie, Idriss Omar Guelleh, underscored the strategic importance of this initiative for modernizing the education systems and enhancing youth employability. He emphasized the need for a precise mapping of digital skills needs in order to anticipate changes in the labor market and adapt training programs to economic realities. He also commended the inclusive approach of this workshop based on consultations between public and private stakeholders. In her remarks, Dr. Reni Yotova expressed her honor at participating in this event, praising the quality of the partnership between the Ministry of National Education, Vocational Training, and the International Organization of the Francophonie. She emphasized that the digital technology is a crucial driver of economic and social transformation, requiring tailored public policies and innovative training programs. She also highlighted existing initiatives, notably the Clicks programs, which contributes to strengthening young people's digital skills and facilitating their professional integration. For his part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education Vocational Training noted that this workshop goes beyond a simple technical meeting, constituting a crucial step in defining the strategic directions of the digital training sectors aligned with the national visions for 2035. It aims to position Djibouti as a regional digital hub and to offer new professional opportunities to young people, including internationally. Based on a rigorous scientific approach, this mapping will make it possible to identify priority professions, define the strategic pathway, develop the skills frameworks, and design educational models adapted to market needs. Upon arrival, the delegation was welcomed by the Vice President of the Independent National Electoral Commissions in Obok, Mr. Muhammad Saeed Mohammed, and the prefect of the region, Musa Adam Migane. A working session was held at the prefecture, providing an opportunity to review the progress of electoral preparations, including interagency coordination, the mobilizations of electoral staff, and the availability of materials. On this occasion, the CENI expressed its gratitude to the prefect for the warm welcomes extended to the delegation, the clarity of the information provided, and the excellent cooperation of the local administrative authorities. A visit to the CENI Vice President's offices in Obok also highlighted the active involvement of local teams in the daily monitoring of operations. In the file, the delegation conducted a thorough inspection of the ballot boxes, voting kits, and deployed logistical arrangement. Particular attention was paid to voter cards distribution centers, where it was observed that card collections operations were proceeding smoothly with a steady and controlled flow, reflecting effective voters' mobilizations just days before the elections. 1 week before the elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission emphasized that its oversight mechanisms are fully operational. Operations are being monitored continuously, both centrally and regionally, to guarantee the transparency, regularity, and credibility of the electoral process. All teams deployed in the file appear fully committed and mobilized for this final stretch. Electoral agents, local officials, and CENI members are demonstrating a satisfactory level of preparation. In Ali Adde, as part of the effort to promote youth entrepreneurship, the prefect of the Ali Sabih region, Abdul Malik Mohammed Benoita, inaugurated a bread production unit in Ali Adde. The ceremony was held in the presence of the President of the Regional Council and Members of Parliament, the Director General of Arulos Agency, and the Sub-Prefect of Ali Adde, Mr. Shaban Daher Musa. The first of its kind in the area, this unit is in the initiative of a young entrepreneurs from Ali Adde, Mr. Noor Abdul Qadir Okiye, who recently returned from Canada. Through this project, he intends to contribute to local economic development, job creations, and improve the access to bread for the population. The community expressed its satisfaction with this achievement, praising the promoters' commitments and visions. The event took place in an atmosphere of joy and pride. On this occasion, the authorities of the region congratulated the young entrepreneurs on his initiative, while emphasizing the essential role of youth entrepreneurship in local development. They also encouraged other young people to follow these examples. This inauguration illustrates the government's commitment to supporting youth initiative, the true drivers of sustainable development. In regional news, Ethiopia to assume the chairmanship of the AU Peace and Security Council. Ethiopia will officially assume the chairmanship of the African Union Peace and Security Council on April 7, 2026, for the first time since its reintegration into the Council in April 2025. During its term, the country will lead discussions on peace and security issues across the continent, including situations specific to certain states as well as continentally security challenges. This chairmanship comes amidst strengthening regional coordination to address current security challenges and promote lasting peace in Africa. Established in 2004, the Council is the AU's principal body responsible for conflict prevention, management, and resolution, and Ethiopia, founding members, has already served on it 4 times before it returns in 2025. On the African continent, agriculture finance are drivers of development. Financing agriculture in Africa is emerging as a key lever for development, supported in particular by the African Development Bank through structuring projects such as AgroPulse The African Development Bank is helping to modernize the agricultural sectors, improve productivity, and facilitate market access for producers. This integrated zone brings together infrastructure, logistics, and services and processing units, fostering jobs creations and local economic growth. According to experts, these investments play a key role in food security, poverty reductions, and building a more resilient agricultural sectors in the face of climate challenge. For the international scene, Indonesia magnitude 7.4 earthquake struck its eastern countries. A powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck eastern Indonesia on Thursday morning, causing material damage in the city of Manado, the capital of North Sulawesi province. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the earthquake struck the Molucca Sea at 6.48 EMs local times, initially estimated at 7.8. The magnitude was later revised to 7.4. Strikers on the B1 bridge under construction in Iran leave at least 8 dead and 95 wounded. The Iranian state media reported that strikers hit the B1 bridge still under construction, resulting in the deaths of at least 8 people and injuring 98 others. According to available information, most of the victims are construction workers and residents living nearby. Local authorities immediately dispatched rescue teams and ambulances to evacuate the injured to the nearest hospitals and to search from anyone trapped under the rubble. The B1 bridge is a major strategic project intended to connect several important regions of the country. Gaza premature babies evacuated to Egypt returned to their families. A group of premature babies evacuated to Egypt at the start of the war between Israel and Hamas returned to the Gaza Strip on Monday to be reunited with their families. The parents expressed their immense joy at their returns while also voicing legitimate concern about their children's future in a region deeply affected by the conflict. The war has caused significant disruptions to infrastructure and healthcare services, making the care of children, especially premature infants, extremely complex. The health officials stated that these children had received advanced medical care in Egypt and that local teams would continue to monitor them to ensure their health and normal development. Humanitarian organizations also called for increased support for the health sectors in Gaza and for guaranteeing the basic needs of children and families affected by the conflict. In New Zealand, developed tools to refer ChatGPT users showing extremist tendencies to specialist support. New Zealand authorities have announced the development of a new tool to provide support to ChatGPT users to exhibit violent or extremist tendencies. This initiative combines human assistance and artificial intelligence to offer preventive and educational support tailored to each user's need. The tool will be able to detect behaviors and exchanges suggesting potential radicalizations and offer resources to raise awareness, inform, and help individuals adopt safer and more responsible online behavior. Authorities emphasized that the goal is not punishment but rather guidance and referral to effective de-radicalization programs. These measures is part of a broader New Zealand effort to limit the spread of extremist ideologies and strengthen digital security. According to officials, the project benefits from collaboration between digital technology experts, psychologists, and specialists in preventing radicalization to create a safe, privacy-respecting systems adapted to different user profiles. The government emphasized that this approach aims to intervene proactively before violent or extremist behavior escalate, thus offering an innovative means of prevention in the field of online security. NASA Artemis 2 astronauts ignite their engines and depart for the moon. NASA's Artemis 2 mission's astronauts fired their engines Thursday evening, launching toward the moon and marking a historic milestone after decades of humanity being confined to low Earth orbit since the Apollo missions. This launch represents a new phase in space exploration, aiming to return humans to the moon for the first time in over half of the century. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.